Well, hey there, friends. How you doing? This is D Ford, and I appreciate you guys cracking over this video. Matter of fact, let me record this right now because I want to put this on record. Oh, I am recording. Anyway, scratch that because I'm already recording. But no, guys, I this is a very serious video because I want people to understand what has really alluded to ultimately our whole organization's success. Okay, it's not about we having gurus. It's not about we having, you know, people with a bunch of talents and gifts. You know, that's all sort of a benefit, a plus, if you would. But our success is fundamentally on the 1000% support that we want to provide everyone. See, everything when it comes to the people space, it's all about providing and protecting. And the more that we are providing, the more that we are protecting. And protecting has many different variables that are up in the gumbo or up in the soup of protecting. Okay. Main thing is, especially when it's on social media, guys, especially in this day and time when it's so many scammers, photoshoppers, pretenders, disingenuous people, manipulative people. Guys, there's a lot of jungle. There's a lot of jungle out there, right? It is what it is. And the reason why we utilize things like Telegram, WhatsApp, and Facebook groups is because we want to build that know, like, and trust. We want to already have it established and it already be a place, a safe place, because we don't allow any other solicitation. Now, if you are doing another business, you're doing another program, hey, we're not trying to take you away from anything that you're currently doing. We have a lot of people that are doing other programs, but doing this because they see how we're able to replicate and facilitate and scale cash flow with our system. But they're still doing other things. They just like the way they're seeing the cash flow rumble here. And of course, they're, having their teams also look at this too, and family and friends and, and whomever. But the one thing that I need everybody to really understand, it is all about support, 1000% support. And I want people to understand that even though we have live meetings, man, with so many people being invited to meetings, right? Even though we are unlike anything out there, still people won't, people will have what can I say? Like they're locked in past experiences. And some will say, this looks like something I've been a part of before, even though it's not. But that is the reason why we wanted to bring them into our environment. Because, because even though, yeah, we are involving other people and whatnot, preferring our friends and whatnot, guys, our system is unlike anything out there. But it's really not about comparing my program to your program. It's really about what is the leadership and what is the know, like, and trust factor that we are investing, right, on a consistent basis. The way we do that, folks, without out there spamming and trying to go into Facebook groups, because Facebook groups, even though you can do some marketing there, because I even do some marketing in Facebook groups, really where the good marketing is within your own private Facebook group where you're inviting those that you want to invite in your Facebook group. And this is what it's doing. It's giving you a network to market to. See, when I collect friendships with my Facebook page, I don't post my business all on my Facebook page because, I just come across as, as spammy. You're always talking about your business. What your page is for is to let people buy into your lifestyle, buy into valuable content that you may put out there. And every now and then, if you want to make, a business solicitation of some sort, a business post or something like that, but every now and then, not every day or, on a regular where you're always doing it. I mean, you want to do it, but just don't do it to where you're coming across as spammy, because then you'll start to see people ghost you. But if you're putting out valuable content, you let them know, taking a picture with your family. If you go out to eat at a nice restaurant, taking a picture of that and things of that nature, they can start building that know, like, and trust. And then you can say, hey, Bob, or hey, Sue, I that's something I've been working on. Now, you know I wouldn't approach you about anything if it wasn't legit. But real quick, if the money is exciting enough, do you keep your income options open to side projects? If the money is exciting enough. Yes, I do. Hey, I want to invite you to my Telegram group, my WhatsApp group, or this Facebook group, because I want to tag you to some things. See, that's different from saying, hey, I want to come to a Zoom meeting. Now, I'm not saying don't invite to the Zoom meeting. I like the Zoom meeting, hear me, I like the Zoom meeting to be really a second exposure or a third exposure if necessary, right? Because when you take them to different exposures, 1, 2, 3 exposures, and then when they get to that live presentation, they're able to see people live and people be on the Zoom. And sometimes we open up the Zoom for Q&A. And while I'm going through the Zoom, or whoever's going through the Zoom, we're also doing a demonstration as well many times. See what it's doing, it's validating everything. I'll say everybody's saying the same thing is being said. It's like, what is it doing? It's empowering. It's building more like and building more trust, right? Those are the elements that are very, very powerful, okay? And that's why we want to be able to provide that support, because it gives us that level of protection. And people can see, oh, I can do that. So I got invited to the group, or I got invited to this Telegram. I can do the same thing and bring my people here knowing it's a safe place, okay? You guys feel me on this? And also when they're in the organization. Guys, there again, we bring many different gifts and talents. You may bring gifts and talents that I don't bring. I bring gifts and talents that maybe you don't bring as well, or to the degree that of myself. But when you combine our talents together, man, we become a superpower. And so that's why I'm like, hey, you guys invite, I'll ignite. Make sense? You guys invite, I'll ignite, and we can connect in conversation or connect on Zoom after the presentation's over. Somebody may have some questions. And if you're brand new, we don't want you answering many of the questions because you don't know yet. But we do want you to remain ignorance on fire. Guys, just be out there, be ignorance on fire. People who come in make way more money faster than those that come in and try to be knowledge on ice. Now, listen, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody that wants to do their research, do their due diligence. Hey, go right ahead. I did mine too. I was literally sitting on this for like 3-4 months before I really went gung-ho with it. I was out doing things with my son in football before he decided on his college. Of course, he's decided on that already. Go Bearcats, okay? But I'm in. And when I got in, I'm 10 toes down. I was ignorance on fire. I didn't need to know anything about blockchain. All I needed to see was that what I saw performed as advertised. Speaking of that, let's go into a little show and tell, if you would, because I got a team that's come on as of late, and man, they are on fire right now. Mr. Ian is the leader, and he's brought on people like Craig and Jeffrey and TY. And guys, they're looking at this, and they're having other people looking at this thing as well. Let me share my screen here real quick. And let me see. So right now, I'm in the back office, and I'm doing a demonstration for Craig. And guys, even though I'm using Craig's name, right, you can just replace Craig's name with your name, right? Because I'm just doing a demonstration. I want everybody to see. So guys, this is what, we want to get more individuals doing inside of the Facebook groups. Because when you are having a different variety of people that are all saying the same thing, guys, that's where the power is, right? Now, even though I've done it thousands of times and I'm probably a little bit more eloquent at it, but listen, you don't have to ad lib and be me. Guys, I mean, you could just straight show and tell. Just as you're typing, just talk what you're doing. And then as you're talking through what you're doing, it's speaking to them. Because why? A video and a visual speaks 1,000 words more than what your actual words are even saying, if that makes sense. So watch this, guys. So I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna put in, let me see, make sure. Let me do Scott, okay? So I'm gonna do Scott. So this is as if Scott is opening up an account that Craig referred. So we're gonna do Scott Bank. So Scott, I'm actually showing you literally how this thing operates, man. No one's selling anything. No one's twisting anybody's arm. There's no ranks. There's no pin levels. We're just collaborating, expanding this bank, right? Through doing two simple steps that everybody just does one time. The two simple steps are simply this. You're going to have three people come after you. They're going to open up a digital asset, and they do the same. And as that's being replicated, let me show you what's taking place here. So this is right now, Scott, you being referred by Craig, and you're only doing a one-time out-of-pocket of $45 in this example. Now, we do have the pay it forward option. If people want to participate in the pay it forward option, you'll move this thing like grease lightning, okay? Because everybody's paying it forward, right? So, but you only want to pay it forward until they have committed through purchasing their 3 tokens of paying it forward before you send them a token. We don't want to send anybody a token paying it forward until they have put skin in the game, if that makes sense, right? But, you know, if you have people where paying it forward is a little bit out of their price range at the moment, hey, just have them buy 1 token and just replicate that with having 3 come behind them and do the same. Anyway, let me get out here and put in this code that I'm not a robot, 15564. Okay, and I'm gonna hit invite there. Watch this. Now we just saw Craig's results all at zeros, right? Look at there. Craig, how long did that money take to get in your account? Now, Craig, even though this is a replica account, that happening in a live account, that is real money. That is not points. That's not credits. That's not volume. That's real money, just like in your wallet or in your purse. But check this out, Craig. Your account was not the only one that received deposits from that account that Scott just activated, but everybody else that was in line prior to you, Craig, also received deposits that scaled their money. See, that's what the artificial intelligence does. It just doesn't have one receive. It has everybody that was in line prior also received deposits. That's going to happen after you, Scott, Scott, as this thing replicates after you now. Now watch this. I'm going to put in another account here. So let's do TY, okay? Let's do TY's bank. TY Bank. I'm just putting in random information. I know this is not their account. At coopcf.com. Watch this. Come down here and put in I'm not a robot. 76306. Okay. I just want you to see it's as advertised. Watch the money change, folks. It's as advertised. See, it's to a mathematical certainty. It's math. Guys, do a lookup on math. Math is irrefutable. All we have to do is execute, and the money that's within the system, it comes. There's no if, and, buts about it. Okay? So, but again, not only did Craig make money right there, everybody else that was in line also increased again. Now we're going to do, let me see, let's do Jeffrey now, okay? Okay, come down here, we do Jeffrey. Jeffrey's bank. Guys, you think about what other companies are having their representatives or those that are involved in their companies. Think about what they are being told to be able to continuously receive money in their system. And we're literally up here, frankly, just printing money as people are opening up a digital asset with our bank. We're literally printing money. Because who in the world is not able, okay, to meet the success that you're seeing here with everybody just having to put in a first name, last name, email address, phone number, have us provide support to them, okay, opening up methods to where they can build know, like, and trust, where they can get the information in front of their people without trying to, always hark them down and hold them down to coming to a Zoom. Not that we don't want them to come to Zoom, we do, because that's a method of really, really aggressively building it faster. But there again, you got to think about what everybody's been through, being invited by others to come to a Zoom, okay, come check out this meeting, and always soliciting by, hey, would you like to make an extra $500 or $10,000? I don't even do money anymore because why? It's so watered down. Guys, we got to be different. That's why the Facebook group, Telegram group, WhatsApp groups that we have, okay, is separating us because we're understanding it's all about know, like, and trust. And so when you are putting that in your toolbox, in your arsenal, it's serving you better than you always out there trying to, send hey girl or hey boy messages in people's DMs, or you're always blasting and blasting and blasting on your Facebook page or your Instagram page and things of that nature. Not saying it doesn't work, it's what everybody does. Okay? And then when you're doing it so much, you come across as spammy, and then next thing you know, people are ghosting you. Guys, you got to really hear, because I've done it. And I had to buy some courses from people. Like, these courses wasn't cheap. They were like in excess of, $2,000, $3,000 to learn this. I was like, that makes sense. We create a network to market to. And so that's why we all got 5,000 friends on our Facebook page. We got however many followers on Instagram. Guys, we get them into a Facebook group. It gives us a network to market to. You just stay in direct contact with your people. Now, the way you really want to do it is when you go inside the Facebook group, you want to invite from inside of the Facebook group, because then it shows everybody and yourself who invited that person to the group. But if you just send them the link, okay, I always ask people if they ever reach out to me, because many times people reach out to the person that they're, always seeing that's visible. That's why it's imperative that we're getting a whole lot more people now doing the demonstration. Literally what I'm doing right here. But you do it without all the, other things that I'm talking about, because I'm going here, going there, and things of that nature. But you just want to stay straight to the show and tell. So watch, we're putting in Jeffrey here, right? Putting in Jeffrey here. Watch this, 7-3. 7-3. Now imagine I'm talking to Jeffrey, and I'm talking to Scott, and I'm talking to Craig, and I'm showing them this, right? I'm literally showing them with their own eyes. Boom, watch the money. I'm literally showing them with their own eyes. Look at that, guys, that 35. Guys, do you know what that's saying? When a person is seeing it, it's like, wow. But understand, Craig, you were not the only one that received the deposit just then. Okay, with that account that we just created with Jeffrey, everybody else that was in line prior. So Craig's inviter, their inviter, their inviter, their inviter, their inviter, their inviter, all just increasing their money, independent of their involvement. Now check this out. I'm gonna go to the global team here. I'm not gonna take as long on this time around, but I want you guys to see this live and in color. Now, the first person I put in, I believe, was Scott, right? Scott was the first person I put in. Now I want y'all to see this, because we don't talk about this much, but it is on the table. We do have spillover that's in our infrastructure. Watch this. So I'm gonna come down here and add a fourth person. Because remember I said, even though the minimum is everyone's required to have 3 get in line, we have some people that are gangbusters. They're bringing in more than 3, okay? Let me show you with Craig bringing in a fourth person, okay? So let's do myself, Douglas Ford. Okay. So guys, really the support is for those that feel, because people just want to say, I'm not good at this. Again, we're not having to recruit. See, recruiting to me is only required when there's going to be resistance to the success. Ask me how much resistance is it taking me just putting in a first name, last name, email address, and watch when I hit this button here, 7-5, or put in this code that I'm not a robot, and I hit invite. See, that takes no skill. So therefore, recruiting is not needed when there is no skill required. Recruiting is only needed when said person needs skill, right? To make money or to have the result. Here, look at this. Douglas puts in the account that Craig referred. Douglas does a one-time out of pocket. Look, money went to Craig again, but not only to Craig, it went to everybody else prior. But it also, because of the spillover, because everybody can only have 3 front line. But that account that we just created with Douglas, myself, it actually fell below, or after, I should say, Scott, right? So watch this. When I log into Scott's account, where typically everybody starts at 0, let me go to here. I'm going to log into that Scott account, okay? Watch how Scott's account is not at zeros. Sign into Scott. Save that. Guys, do y'all see Scott already has money in his account? How is that? How does Scott already have money? Because Scott just benefited from spillover. Okay? Yes. See, Scott already has money in his account. But look here, when we go to his team, he has nobody on his team personally. You see that? Now, if we go to his cooperative team, watch, you're going to see Douglas there. You guys see, are you guys tracking? See, Douglas fell in Scott's organization. And guess what? Whatever Douglas does, Scott's going to receive, Craig's going to receive, whoever invited Craig, whoever invited that person, that person, that person, that person, guys. Guys, I get goosebumps. I mean, who is not able to do this with the support that we bring? 1,000%. Okay? You guys invite, we ignite. Now, bada boom, bada bing. I want to keep this going here. Let's go to the dashboard. Right here. What I want to do, I want to come down here and do the same thing. So Craig put in 4 accounts. Now we're going to see, we're back on Craig's, and we go to the co-op build to see his personal team. So the co-op build shows you your personal team, those that you personally referred, okay? There they are, Douglas, Jeffrey, Scott, and TY. Got it? Now, even though Douglas is personal to Craig, but in the whole genealogy of it all, Craig fell below Scott, okay? So I'm not going to do it with everyone, I'm just going to do it with Scott. But when TY, Jeffrey, and Douglas all do the exact same thing, have 3 get in line after them, just putting in their first name, last name, email address, phone number, that they're going to duplicate. Guys, we only want to involve those that are going to do the same, because that's going to secure that the bank grows, right? Because we're doing it strategically. Please keep in mind, how many times is anyone required to do the one-time execution? 1 time. So that's why we can be strategic, okay? Anyway, so, but when all these guys do it, they're going to receive money, because everybody's receiving money all throughout from every account, right? But not only is those that who personally brought those folks in, everybody else that was in line prior is also scaling. And the same thing has been happening for everybody before you is going to be happening to you and everybody else after you as it continues to move forward and duplicate forward. So we're going to go, so let me go back to the Craig's money, because I want you guys to see all the money scale together, okay? So I'm going to keep it on Craig's account. So I'm going to hit refresh, watch Craig's money doesn't move, because remember, we all scale simultaneously when accounts come into play, okay? The reason why Craig's money hasn't moved, because there hasn't been an account come into play, okay? So see, it's still the same. I've refreshed 2 times. Now, let me pop over here to Scott's account. I'm going to come over here, put in 1 account for Scott. So let's do a Ronnie Bank. I'm just creating random names here. just for demo purposes. Put in a demo email there. Okay, come down here, do 91273, and y'all see where Scott's account is right now? So this is Ronnie activating a digital asset, doing a one-time out of pocket. Okay. And look what happened to Scott's account. Went from $2 and something here to $14.25. Went from $25 here to $142 in the 10X. But not only did Scott's account receive deposits, let's bounce over here to Craig. Now remember, I had refreshed, 2-3 times in Craig's account. It didn't move. I want you to see it's all on demand. See, when it's on demand, who dictates how fast it goes? We do. Let me say it again. When it's on demand, who dictates how fast it goes? We do. When it's on demand, so folks, we literally control everybody scaling to whatever their magic number is. Your number may be $1 million. My number may be $500. Another person's number may be 10,000. But everybody's going to hit their number. So all we're looking to do right now, folks, is build it once. Because like you said, we're not saturated. Everybody, once we reach a certain limit, everybody reaches a certain limit, whatever that limit is, of accounts in the system. Let's say the limit of accounts is 1,000 for everybody. So once you are receiving from 1,000 accounts, you're going to be taken out of the system and re-entered. Infinite number of times that happens for everybody. That's why there's no saturation on our money. See, guys, money is serving its greatest purpose when it's being facilitated to as many humans as possible. Just like air, just like water. It's just many of us are not taught about money, and how we're making money is different from what we've been taught in schools and colleges and things of that nature. We're not taught money working for us. We're taught work for the money. So just because I'm sharing something that may be a little different does not make it a scam. PayPal does not work for money. They have money working for them. CEOs don't work for money. They have money working for them. I'm talking about CEOs of corporations. They leverage employees, which they are leveraging other people's efforts, other people's money, other people's time, other people's investment. That's why they have leverage. They can do what they want to do when they want to do it, because they're not trading time for money only. They have money and concepts and systems working for them. Okay? And what we're teaching is having systems working for us. Okay? So come back here to Scott. Scott, we're going to put in, let's do Dexter. Let's do a Pamela. Let's do a James. Okay. Let's put in a random email address here. Add this Pamela James account. Come down here, put in I'm not a robot. 85576. Hit invite there. Okay. Hit invite there. Look, ladies and gentlemen, is everything happening as advertised? Guys, I cannot tell you, in terms of support, in terms of providing and protecting, how us having a variation of people share the demonstration, I can't tell you how monumental that is. See, everybody needs to think that, because it's from network marketing. I tell you where it's from. When they say, well, how much money have you made? How long you've been in, right? Now, I don't mind addressing how long I've been in, but I don't like addressing my money, because I tell you why. For some, I make too much. For others, I don't make enough. So But this is where I am, because this is what everybody is able to do. It works as advertised. See, by the fact that it works as advertised, that's what you really want. Because what's missing in all businesses is everybody's ability to duplicate. If you did Amway or you did any business, a trading company, the trading company, if everybody was not receiving rug pull, people would still be doing it. Because people don't want to lose money, right? And if everybody was able, if the duplication was simplified, like let's say Amway or Mary Kay or Avon or Herbalife, whatever, and 100% of the people could duplicate it, everybody would still be in those companies. But they have variables and dynamics that don't cater to the masses or 100% of the population. Folks, cash flow is something that's never going to go out of style. Everybody's going to want cash flow. That's our feature. Got it? So one more account here. Blabbering too long. Let's do a business. Let's do Don's hair salon. Don Hair Salon. At coopcf.com. Because yes, folks, businesses can be a part of this. Nonprofits, charities, foundations, fundraisers, schools, lending institutions, charities, if I haven't mentioned that, churches, fraternities, sororities, the whole bit. 81956. Come down here, hit invite. That is just as if Don's Hair Salon just came into our bank, folks. Look, y'all see the money? Okay. That's how it works, folks, every time. Bounce over here to this account with Craig. Let's do refresh. Does Craig have more money? Yes, he does, folks. Okay. Now, of course, going to the team here with on a Scott's team, right? When Don is doing the same exact thing, having three get in line after him, Don's going to receive. Scott's receives more. Craig receives more. When Don's three do the same thing, Don's three is going to receive. Don's going to receive more. Scott more. Craig more. When Pamela has her three come after her, Pamela's going to receive. Scott receives again. Craig receives again too. When Pamela's three does the exact same thing, Pamela's three is going to receive. Pamela's going to receive more. Scott's going to receive more. Craig's going to receive more. And everybody else that was in line prior is going to receive more. When Ronnie has three come after him, Ronnie's going to instantly receive more money to Scott, more money to Craig, more money to everybody else that was in line prior. When Ronnie's three does the exact same thing, Ronnie's three is going to receive. Ronnie's going to receive more. Scott's going to receive more. Craig's going to receive more. And everybody else that was in line prior. Last part of this, and I'll close it out. Oops. Right here. Got to share the money, right? Got to do that. Again, everybody doing a one-time out of pocket. Everyone have three. Put in their first name, last name, email address, and phone number. Who also have three do the same one time. This is the strategic duplication automation. No one's required to do any more work. No one's required to involve any more people. Okay? Everyone receives instantly and residually from all digital assets after them. Everyone's only going to involve three, so that means all other digital assets are going to be independent, independent of their involvement. Okay? So, this is not the right one. Here we go. This is the one I want. So we got Craig. Everyone doing the same what? One time. So Craig's having his 3 come behind him. Craig's at 35. Not only did Craig receive deposits, but everybody else that was in line prior did too. Okay. Scott. How many times is Scott doing the same? One time. Scott's having 3 get after him. 35 comes to Scott. Everybody else scales prior. Okay. Now, everyone's going to involve 3. I just use Scott to represent the 3 instead of us having names all over the place, right? But I'm just making it personal for these individuals. But as you guys see Craig and Scott and these others' names, take their names out, put your names there. It works the same way for everybody, folks, as advertised, okay? So TY comes in. Let's say he's one of Scott's 3. TY, 35. When he does the one-time execution, everybody else scales. This is as if everybody on that row did what TY did, okay? Jeffrey comes in. He's doing it what? One time. Jeffrey scales to 35. At the same time, it scales everybody else independent of their involvement. Jason comes in. He's doing it one time, 35, okay? Everybody else scales. Now, listen, again, provide and protect. I want everybody to show their results. See, when you got Craig showing his results, when you got Scott showing results, when you got TY showing the results, when you got Jeffrey showing the results, when you got Jason showing the results, doesn't that speak in more volume than Douglas sharing his only? Think about it, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because why? Craig, Scott, TY, Jeffrey, and Jason, they are a government of people, so to speak. When there's a government consensus, that speaks more volume. That holds more weight. Because if Douglas just did it, Douglas is a guru in many people's eyes. Even though I'm not. I'm like Craig, Scott, TY, Jeffrey. I've just shared it. I just couldn't shut up about the thing. I got in, ignorance on fire. Because based on evaluated experience, I knew nothing else out there could touch this. Because I understood it from where, being successful in those other businesses. Okay? Like I was in a coffee company. And we were literally walking around coffee shops, mall, and grocery stores, asking people how do they like their sugar, with cream of sugar or black. How many people are going to get out there and do that? So that's where we had to go play a numbers game and really put some numbers in play. Because we knew it was going to take numbers to get success. Because we're going to get the law of averages out there. Imagine me coming in and all people are doing is 2 simple steps. What? Are you kidding me? That's why I say this is a clear path for everybody to be successful. They just have to sort of, kill the, all the bad juju that, I know it's been out there, but I knew this is the real deal once I understood it. Money is coming instantly. It comes directly to our core wallet. We can withdraw it daily, 7 days a week. Anytime our money is $50 or more, we're able to withdraw all or a portion of our money. While our money is on the wallet, it's not being traded, it's not fluctuating, it's in stable currency. So it's dollar for dollar in our bank. And we can just send it over to our exchange that has our personal account connected to it and spend the money however we want to. And people are getting involved for their own reasons, business, personal, charitable. These guys do the same one time. 35 to them, scales everybody else. These guys do the same one time. 35, scales everybody else. These guys do the same one time, scales everybody else. These guys do the same one time, scales everybody. These guys do the same one time, scales everybody. Have you heard me say Craig, Scott, T.Y., Jeffrey, or Jason had to do anything else? No. Will these people here had to do anything else? No. Guys, I want you guys to really understand. We are inverting the pyramid. See, we're not this bureaucracy where it's just a limited amount of space. This is our corporate America, our jobs, our governments, and things of that nature, where there's no space at the top. That's why it's only just for a limited and a handful of people. And in these, it's a bureaucracy where a person has to get fired or die in order for people to move up. And when you're in a network marketing company, right? Because this is subject to saturation because it's top down, right? And so it's subject to saturation. This is why you always see, even though they build it, they got to go do it again in another company. Then they got to go do it again in another company. Then they got to go do it again in another company. Do you know what that creates out in society? It just seems like everybody at the top makes all the money. Here, folks, we're from the bottom up, folks. And look, it's unlimited amount of space. It's infinite amount of space where everybody's able to be successful. And then with the system, as people are receiving money all throughout, and this is growing and growing, that we only need to do it one time. Watch this. Everybody, once you reach that certain limit, you're going to be pushed out of the system, and the system re-enters you again because there is no saturation points. And so it's going to be the same people because your team is going to follow you. And they come in infinite number of times. That's why I say, folks, once we build this one once, we never have to build it again. Because it's going to be the same people, like a cash flow carousel. And so, yeah, yeah, it's crazy, man. But it's real. It's as advertised. But I just want people to understand the longevity of this. Guys, I mean, think about if, guys, there's a lot more money on the table. I just stop it at 13,000 just so, it won't overcook people's grits, right? So, but the point I want people to see, we're all receiving money all throughout. There is no cycling. There is no rotation. We are simultaneously scaling together. When we're simultaneously scaling together, that's why we call it the income escalator. Because as we are bringing people to get on the escalator, it's moving everybody up the escalator with everybody receiving money. That's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it reliable and sustainable. Why? Because my money is cash flowing and scaling independent of my involvement, not just mine, everybody else's after me. That's how this income thing was structured, so that everybody scales together with everybody seeing money all throughout. And that's how it can be simple math too, and predictable. Math is always predictable. It's irrefutable. All we have to do is execute it. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. I really do. But this is a part of the support, okay? It's not always I do trainings like this, but we support our team. That is our bread and butter. Douglas Ford does not promote another business. I don't need to. And I'll be sharing this past, all of us getting past 13,000 a month. Trust me, I will. I'll be sharing this past people getting past 2,000, past 5,000, past 13,000. We'll still be sharing this. So my point is, guys, we go out here and just build this the first time. We won't have to go out here and build it again. Because it's going to be the same people. So since we only got to do it one time, Why not do it now versus later? Three things I've learned about money. Three things. It's better to have it than to not have it. Right? Can y'all agree with that? See? Some of us have not had it, but I promise you it's better to have it than to not have it. Okay. Second thing I know about money, it's better to have a lot of it versus a little of it. I've had little. I'm gonna tell you now, a lot is better. So what did I say? Number one, three things I know about money. It's better to have it than to not have it. It's better to have a lot of it than a little of it. And number three, it's better to have it now versus later. Right? Hey, give it all to me now. I'll figure out what to do with it later. So three things. It's better to have it than to not have it. It's better to have a lot of it versus a little of it. And Lord, it is better to have it now versus later. So guys, let's go ahead and get this thing done. This is simple, okay? This is easy to do for anybody. We're gonna support our team 1000%. If you guys need me to talk to anyone, do demonstrations, okay? You guys need to be doing demonstrations. We have a variation of people, but make sure we're also showing results privately. If you're gonna do things publicly, please make a disclaimer. We don't want to get anybody in trouble and get organizations all tight, tight twisted, with their nose turned up at us because we don't want to be enticing, or we don't want people trying to make people think that we're financial advisors and giving financial advice. We're not financial advisors. So we got to put those disclaimers if we're going to do things publicly. But sharing things privately, it's great. Share things privately. Be a consensus. Be a government of people sharing things privately so people can see this is working as advertised. Hey guys, this is Douglas Ford. It's always my pleasure to bring you guys great value. We just don't want to see you at the top. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you scaling in your cash flow. But most importantly, I want to see each and every one of you pass $13,000 a month, baby, in 8 weeks or less. Take care. God bless.